Well, welcome back. Welcome back. And I'm glad that I thought Susan Stageman, I had announced her at the beginning of the show. She's arrived, and I am so glad she's here because we decided, as I said at the beginning of the show, that she was going to come on today and talk about her more because she's brought on some great guests before. And let me tell you, I originally brought her to the show, and I had the intro that I wrote for you. My guest on the show today is Susan Stageman, and she is a master NLP practitioner and certified trainer and founder of NLP Training Concepts. And we're going to be discussing the miracles of NLP and how it can take you from stuck to star-studded in your personal and professional life. And it can help you develop the celebrity mindset to succeed. And that was, remember, Celebrity You is the name of the program. So what she does is she trains individuals and groups in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And she conducts classes in stress reduction, identity, and conducts classes of NLP at SMU. Now, I say that because I've gotten to know her so well. If I didn't write it down, sometimes I would I'm just going to recommend her a lot. I know that I have been to some of her classes. She is a great teacher. She's knows how to communicate with people on all levels, and there are different levels in the way that you communicate. She brings great people on the show, and she is my friend. So I want to welcome her back to the show and to talk about her and what she does for businesses and people. And we've been talking about goal setting, so this is kind of, you may have goals, but something may get in your way. Here is Susan Stageman with NLPTrainingConcepts.com. Okay, Susan, welcome back to the show today.
Thank you, Kathy. It's delightful. I apologize that we didn't...
Got delayed in
I
getting
got
here?
delayed. I had a client who changed his schedule, so this is the first I could be here.
Well, we don't have as much time as I normally would have here because, but we do have some, and I want people to know what NLP is because and what it is not, and go in a little bit more in depth and what you can do for them. I know you have a class coming up, but you always have classes coming up. Yeah. Tell us briefly about, I've met the people she deals with. They walk on air. And so it's so effective. I want you to tell people about NLP and what that just mastering that type can help you do.
Okay. I tell people that especially some of the upper programs, the more advanced programs, I tell people they get the high pro glow. And but there's a lot of misconceptions about what NLP is. You know, some people take a basic NLP course or what they call a level 1, and they think that's NLP, but that really isn't NLP. NLP is a it's a model for understanding success and what highly effective people do in learning behavior and communication. However, it is an umbrella of a lot of information from psychology, systems theory, neurology, cybernetics, which is the study of humans and machines, and it has been called the most significant compilation of human communication in the last quarter of a century, and that was almost 30 years ago that they said that, so it's almost been longer than that. So it is not just communication. It is a understanding. To me, it's a way of being in the world. There are a lot of people in NLP that think NLP is something that you do. To me, NLP is something that you live, and that once you embody the presuppositions of NLP and you're able to get rid of a lot of things that are holding you back, keeping you stuck, old childhood traumas and things like that, which NLP is very, very good at getting rid of and recoding so that you can be more resourceful, that you can live the life that you originally thought you were going to when you were a kid, you know, the life of your dreams. And then we learned how to be miserable, and a lot of things got in the way, and we started to believe that we couldn't do it for some reason. So it helps people get back in touch with those dreams. Okay, and we had talked, you missed the segment that we did with Patty Farmer, and we were doing goals, and they were talking about
is finding that we're not just setting goals, but that trying to find out what gets in your way of achieving those goals. And I know that we've talked many times, and my understanding is that that is exactly one of the things that NLP addresses, because you can have in your mind, I want to do this, and you're going along, and then all something that your brain operates on a program that you developed way back, starting from infancy, and that you could be tripping along, going to your goal, and the next thing, whoop, there's that brick wall.
Right. NLP is about eliciting strategies. Your brain runs programs just like a computer, and so the NLP deals with the structure of experience, so that if you change that structure, you'll get a different experience. Well, people have strategies that they use, and that's things that go on inside their head to be able to do what they want to do. And I call it goal reaching, because anybody could set a goal. It's, what do you want? And people make a list and they go, okay. So what NLP does is it fills in all the blanks around that goal. What does it look like, sound like, and feel like when I get it? Not just what it looks like, but we have 3 different modalities of thinking. It's not just the visualization. All of us can visualize something and create it. That's what the brain does. But is there ecology that takes care of it? So you can visualize yourself having an airplane, but do you have the money to support the gasoline and the hangar that you have to keep it in, and the airport fees? And there's a lot of other things, just like owning a house. It's not just a mortgage. There's electricity, and there's water, and there's maintenance, and all kinds of things that go into it. So it's actually costs a lot more. So visualizing you having an airplane is one thing. You can probably create it, but can you maintain it through time? And to me, that's what NLP deals with, is how to get it, how to develop the strategies to create and manifest the things that you want and maintain it through time. That's the key.
Because you've seen people actually obtain it, and then holding on can be tough?
It can be very tough, or almost impossible, because they didn't have the beliefs or identity in order to keep that in place. They didn't have the strategies to keep it in place. Which part of it would be they
that
just
makes
didn't
so
have
much
enough,
sense.
Yeah, didn't have enough information to keep it in place. Maybe they weren't good enough communicators. There's all kinds of factors that go into success.
Was that kind of like winning the the situation where people win the lottery, and then inevitably, that happens, that they lose it?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. They don't have the strategies that can be either internal or external. They don't have the belief identity package. If you think of it as a computer, they don't have enough RAM to support that kind of experience. And so for most lottery winners, 2 years or less after they win the lottery, they're living the life that they originally were living, and or worse.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm seeing these shadows on your face, Kath. And again, this is live. I want to make sure that this comes off, because I can edit this later.
Okay.
Let's move this so that you don't have the shadows running across your face, or put the lights up here so that.
What's in the way?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that. Maybe yeah.
Is
move
that-
that thing more? That what it's in. Yeah. Maybe move. Because I can edit this later.
Okay, what about that?
Yeah.
Is that gone?
Yeah. Now put that in front and see if that doesn't
Okay,
help.
does that?
No, I don't. Put it so that it. Wait a minute. So
Like that?
No, it's still showing shadows. And I am so sorry. There you go.
Good?
Now it's not showing shadows.
Okay, great.
You had a stripe across your nose.
Oh,
and-
that wasn't really me,
and your
folks.
chin, but I was not, and it's still kind of there because it's coming off this thing over here. But I want to come up like this. Will it come up like this? Okay.
It might, but
That's good. That's good. Okay.
I won't move.
Okay. Now, yeah, I'm going to give it a little time because I'm going to splice here when we come back. Okay. And Susan, so
So we were talking about goals.
We were talking about goals and getting there and hanging on to them.
That's the key.
That's the key, because, and I mentioned that someone that wins the lottery, then there they are, and they lose it because they have no strategy in their mind of what am I going to do with the money? How is it going to change my life? How do I deal with how it affects people? How they deal with me? Is that correct?
Yeah. The truth about money in particular, but just wealth in general, or anything that you say that you want, there's an ecology to it. And now everyone knows what ecology is for the earth. It means that are all the things that are going on, are the air, the water, the people, are they all in balance? Is everything being supported in a positive way? Well, we have our own ecology. If we smoke too much or drink too much or do that sort of thing, it's unecological because it throws the functions of the body off. It's hard to maintain health. Okay. So money is the same way, or reaching goals is the same way. Are those goals supporting you in the system that you're finding yourself in? And oftentimes with money, if people had the kind of belief, identity, and resources and skills to support that kind of money, they'd already have it. I have a very, very close friend who grew up in wealth, grew up from a wealthy family, so she's what they call old money. And she married someone who was just, in fact, I knew them both because they met in high school. And she married someone who was from a pretty middle-class family. And he couldn't handle it. He ended up being a cocaine addict, and they ended up getting divorced. And he never really did much of anything with his life. And of course, she moved on, and she remarried someone that had a much different mindset about money. So there's the idea that the pretty woman concept, that doesn't happen very often. People with money usually end up with people with money, and people that don't usually end up with people that don't.
And can you change your mind thinking so that you seem they see you coming and they go, that's something that's familiar to us.
Yes, you can actually change what goes on in your mind so that you can project the kind of image that you want to project. But that's something that doesn't happen just by thinking about it. It makes people, actually, if you try to think your way out of being the way you really are, what happens is it sets up incongruencies, and people can read that and then they don't trust you. Mm-hmm. So there is...
And that's part of what you've got a course that you teach, and that's part of what you do. You start letting people practice and using those tools and discovering those ways, and start exercising those muscles, and what I heard you say, opening up pathways.
Opening up the neural pathways. They literally, you can watch people, there's so much information now on brain plasticity that you can actually see someone go through a piece of change work see the different parts of their brain light up and see the new connections being made. So there's a lot to this because your brain is the chief determinant of your success, or your mind, and if it's not aligned with what it is that you want, you're not going to get it.
Okay, and you do a lot of different, they can get a hold of you by going to your website and getting your information.
Yes, at www.nlptrainingconcepts.com. Or they can call me at 214-351-5433, and I'd be happy to talk to anyone about NLP and how it might help them. I do a lot of private coaching with people.
Yes, you do.
And that...
and maybe someone that's listening that's maybe had some previous training or knowledge of it, they wanted to beef up on it or wanted to do some work, you're certainly here to do it. But you do offer, I know this seminar coming up is this workshop is just starting here real soon, but you have them starting a lot of times. Mm-hmm. As far as different things, I went to the wealth and stuff like that. Please, she's very good at this. This is really going to change your life, and that's what it says on the website, and it's very true. I've met